I mean, I think my question to that is, okay, well, maybe the industry will figure out that different business models are needed, but will the end consumer figure that out?
I think once Farmville gets past, 3 billion users, I think people will start to figure this out. I know that's what I want from the gaming industry. If I want to sit down and play a competitive multiplayer game, and really spend a lot of time learning every tiny element to it, that should be a completely separate experience from playing something like, like you said, LA Noire or some kind of other story-driven movie, essentially.
I mean, I think the reason that it scares me the most is all of the venom that was spewed at Duke Nukem Forever.
Oh God, they were so mad.
I mean, it was horrible. And the thing is, I don't know if particularly that type of game is what you want per se, like the subject matter and the topics that it actually chooses to tackle. But with that kind of venom, Gearbox would say, okay, well, obviously people don't like Duke Nukem, so let's make a My Little Pony game. And I don't want that to happen.
My Little Pony fighting game, I believe, is what we're looking at.
I'd buy that.
Yeah, well, YouTube. Actually, it's there.
Yeah, Scott already has it. So,
oh, wow.
So, Dannii, I don't know. I mean, were you ever interested in Duke Nukem at all or no?
I think my age shows a bit because I'd never played the originals. But I have a lot of friends on Xbox who bought it and then they practically threw it back at whoever they bought it from because it was so terrible. I've actually sat in a party with one of my friends before who's been playing it, and this guy is usually quite out there with how he speaks, and he's always having a laugh. He was raging, like literally fist through glass window raging.
And I get that, and I understand, and I think that's another part of my argument is $60 for that game. But I mean, they have to recoup the money. They had to purchase the license, so part of that is what you're paying for. I mean, they're sort of prorating that over the lifespan, the sales lifespan of Duke Nukem Forever. But
now, some people might not know exactly to the extent that some critics went. And there's a website called ology.com.
Yeah.
And in their technology section, they have something called the 5 best worst things critics have said about Duke Nukem Forever. And by far the worst one has to be from Neil Davey at Guardian, wrote, if this was 15 years in the making, it makes you wonder what they did for the other 14 years. And 10 months.
Yeah, I know.
And 10 months. That is really evil right there. He was mad. And a lot of people wrote all exactly, around those same things. Like, this is the title that thinks you're going to be so impressed by seeing a hint of a breast, you'll forget that nothing else is happening. I mean, people were really angry. But I think a lot of people, 15 years in the making, people don't necessarily uphold Duke the way he was, but they uphold Duke the way that they remember him, which you cannot top.
Yeah.
So that's part of it, I know. But I'm sure the other part was the game was just bad. I didn't bother picking it up, though, so I couldn't tell you.
I think hype kills off a lot of games as well, though, to be fair. I mean, Fable 2 was hyped up for me, and I played that game, and I was so disappointed. The same with Brink.
Yeah, that's true.
Brink was one of those games where I did actually throw it back at the Blockbuster guy. Told him to take it and never show it to me again.
Well, when they were saying, we did this because this should be more fun. We did this because this makes more sense. We did this so you can't gank people in their bases. When they were saying all those wonderful things that we've wanted to hear for years about the first-person shooter, you automatically assume that it was your favorite first-person shooter with those features fixed. But it wasn't. It was just their first-person shooter with only those features as the selling points.
Is that partly due to, it's almost the same thing with DICE and Battlefield 3. Now, they have said on the Twitter account they're really not going to talk about the console ports anymore because it's become this big hotbed of just console versus PC. And, I mean, obviously, when you're putting that much time into something, you want it to be as widely consumed as possible.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing. It's this venom. It's this need to put something down and step on it and stamp on it and kick it around and spit on it
Yeah.
in order to get clicks, in order
Yeah.
to get your site noticed, and to get revenue and things like that.
Exactly. And to see how many other people will jump on your bandwagon with you, and you can create a trail of followers.
So tired of it. So tired of it.
Well, it's going to get old when just what we do in general.
Well,
it's always going to get old.
And the biggest thing was, like, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, maybe I'm just sick of games. Maybe I'm burnt out. Maybe I don't. But every time I sat down, I grabbed a controller and played something and didn't have a problem doing it.
Yep.
So it's not that. It can't be that. It has to be, maybe, I don't know, maybe, is it possible that the industry has become too transparent now that pretty much everyone can understand, and now, you know what I mean? Like, maybe that's it. Is it the fact that
everyone sees that what they're showing you?
Yeah, I mean, is it the fact that maybe Insomniac Studios is maybe, let's say, becoming something akin to, and on a way smaller scale, but, DreamWorks. People know, oh, that's a DreamWorks movie. It's a recognizable brand. And people know who Ted Price is. Like, every time they see Ted Price, they know, okay, that's the Insomniac boss. And these guys are becoming not so much rock stars, but they're becoming prominent, figures that we are beginning to recognize.
Well, it's because they're becoming the figureheads of this industry, not Mario and, I don't know, some other famous guy that shoots guns or something from,
But I mean, is that a good thing?
It was titles and characters, great games. Now it's the people that make them. I mean, yeah, we want to support the people that make them because they make great, fun things.
I mean, but is that a good thing? I mean, is that becoming, okay, let's say anytime you're dealing with a human, you're dealing with the factor of human error.
Yeah.
And these people are fallible. The games are fallible. But why are they being held to such a high standard? Is it because we're spending money? But most of these people that are putting these games down are not spending money. They're trying to get enough clicks to get these games for free. And that's starting to piss me off too, is because I buy way too many games every month because I believe in what I want to see come in the future.
You want to put your money down for what the industry should be, what you want the industry.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to review things. I used to. I used to think
Maybe
I
that's
did.
Why I haven't spent money on any games at all.
But I don't know. I'm tired of that. I don't want that. And I think that was the biggest thing with my breakdown, was that I want to go back to just enjoying games. And that was the reason why I thought, okay, maybe recording is, maybe it's something that's holding me back from having fun.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it probably explains why your constant increase in Wii titles over the last few years has been going up and up and up, while your Xbox and PS3 have been kind of going down and down and down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you just having fun,
And I have had a ton of fun with my Wii, but
I'm not even going to point out the obvious there. So.
My Wii is raw. Yeah.
Went there.
Oh dear.